Brian Hatano. That's the way the ball bounces. That's the way the ball bounces. Brian Hatano.
This blue ball symbolizes all I hold dearly in the world. It gives me chills every time I see it. This blue ball almost prevented me from becoming a father of 2 children. It almost made me a bachelor for life. This November 22nd, my wife Cindy and I will celebrate, if we get through a few more months of COVID-induced isolation, our 35th wedding anniversary. All because of this blue ball. This blue ball is a symbolic to our life together as much as our wedding rings, marriage certificate, or that fossilized piece of cake in our freezer that we will never eat. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, when Cindy and I met, we had one big common interest, a love of racquetball. I belonged to a racquetball club and I thought I was pretty good. When we discovered we both played and even belonged to the same gym, we set up a date to meet at the court. Over the next few months, racquetball became our regular date, the center of our relationship. And I soon learned that Cindy was very competitive. Very competitive. In fact, she had won several tournaments. I quickly learned who is the better man, rather, the better woman and athlete on the court. Even though I can out-slam her and whap the ball to the wall with a lot more power, she always defeated me simply by precise placement. It drove me nuts. I soon learned it's not how hard you hit the ball, as much as where you hit it. She hit the ball where I could not get to it. She had me running around the court like that proverbial chicken with its head cut off, except the chicken is faster and much more coordinated. Soon, my male ego was so beaten up that I went on a quest. I was obsessed to defeat her just one time, just once. I was really so obsessed about this that every time we played, I thought, this is the night, except it wasn't. Again and again, it wasn't. It didn't look like it would ever happen. Finally, we reached that point in our relationship when I felt I had to ask her the big question. I just knew that she was the one. She was the one who would be lucky enough to spend the rest of her life with me. Did she know she was about to hit the lottery bigger than the Powerball? I decided that I would pop the question only on one condition: if I beat her in racquetball. I knew it was a long shot. I realized that I may end up being a bachelor for life and never have any kids. We continued battling on the court. She would take such great glee in seeing me get more and more frustrated. My misery was her joy. And come to think of it, to this day, she still gets a lot of joy in my misery. Then it happened. The stars, the planets, the zodiac signs, they all aligned. And I beat her. To this day, I still count that victory as a valid win. Even though she played half the game with a sprained knee and a sore neck, hey, a win is a win. It was time to put a ring on her finger. Did I tell you she was competitive? During the ride home that night, she was silent. She was fuming. She was as mad as I've ever seen her. She was even madder than the time I forgot to pick her up from work. All because she lost in racquetball. Granted, she lost to me, which made her feel real bad. Still, I was determined to pop the question, even though I sensed she was in this tormented state of mind. Stopped on the side of the road. I had the moment. This was the moment. Okay, it wasn't very romantic, but I was lost in this moment. Cindy, will you marry me? Dead silence. No. What did you say? She repeated without hesitation. No. I swiveled the ring in its box and let the moonlight twinkle the diamond. Still no reaction. She stared past the ring into the distance with a stern look. Did I tell you she was mad and she was competitive? She looked at the ring as if it was a bag of dog droppings instead of a diamond ring. Fellow Toastmasters, this little ball that brought us together on the racquetball court was now the reason we were sitting together but miles apart. I realized she was refusing to marry me right now at this moment because I had defeated her. I took advantage of her sprained knee and her sore neck. And now I was on the verge of losing a wife, maybe even a girlfriend. I don't remember when she finally said yes. I'm pretty sure she did say yes, but it was days or weeks later when I finally got the courage to ask her again. And okay, if she didn't say yes, she definitely did not say no. I like to think that that magical moment of clarity when she finally came to her senses was when she realized that she shouldn't let a little game of racquetball stop her from a lifetime of happiness. I should say potential lifetime of happiness. Either that or she just felt sorry for me. I'll take either one. It's been 35 years since we got married. The result of that night when I emerged with a victory on the racquetball court. Overall, our life together has been less competitive and more collaborative. We raised 2 children. They're in their 30s, college graduates, living on their own. Both have good jobs, and so far, neither have been in jail. This little ball symbolizes my life with Cindy. I'm a lucky guy that it bounced in my life. Thank you, Cindy, for not letting this blue ball get in the way of our life together. Thank you, Cindy, for making me the happiest man in the world by, I'll just say it, letting me beat you in racquetball in that last match that we have ever played to create this match that has lasted 35 years and counting. Madam Toastmaster.